Okay, kids, close your eyes if you don't want to see what the new acoustic panels look like. If you want to be surprised when you walk in the room, don't watch this next few seconds. I am just super thrilled to see the scriptures on the wall, the faces of the children, the impact of just being able to read the walls in this great room where we gather with our older elementary kids. It's just incredible. So thank you to everyone who helped us get this accomplished, and we're looking forward to enjoying this space all the more with this addition when we come back together on June the 14th. So thanks again to everybody who helped us get this done. See, we are preparing for June the 14th. And I just wanted to talk with you for a few minutes about what it's going to look like, because we've got some different policies in place, some different health guidelines we're going to need to follow. So we're going to review some of that today in this video. One of the things we know for certain is that God is in control, and that as soon as we plan and prepare what we think is going to happen, it's going to be different. So this is just like if you've ever been on a mission trip and you know you've got all your plans in place, and then on arrival you find out there's no electricity or there's no water, or the people you were supposed to be with aren't there. This is what it's like to me. So I'm preparing a way. We're making plans with the understanding that our greatest asset is flexibility and being prepared for anything. So we're going to start with the instructions that Sarah Bowles has given us about signing up to register our kids to come. And that is through a program that is with Planning Center, but the app that you need, and Sarah explains it so well on the church website, is called Church Center. And in Church Center, you'll be able to register for any event we ever have. And this is definitely an event. This is not your normal Sunday morning Bible study. Everybody just come and show up and come on into your regular classroom kind of day. It's going to be an event because we are creating smaller groups of kids. We're having to incorporate different classrooms a little different way. For example, on an average, we might have 12 to 15 or 23-year-olds in just one service. Well, we're combining both services because we're only coming back for the 10:45 service. So let's take the 10 or 15 from first hour and combine that with the 10 or 15 second hour. And only a percentage of them come back. If we're going to social distance 3-year-olds, that definitely means we need to add additional classrooms, additional leaders, and additional supplies. So it's going to look a little different. That's what the registration process is all about. Now, some of you may be ready to come back, and we know some of you aren't ready to come back. It's all good. This is a soft opening. It's going to allow us some time to understand what this feels like to bring children into our area with these new health guidelines in place. So just understand, it's not a matter of trying to be more rigid or have more regulations in place for managing what you do and don't do. This is just helping us navigate and helping us prepare to have the best opening we can that provides for the safety and fun for your kids. So work with us on this. A few things you can do in advance is to make sure you've done the registration process. First of all, follow the instructions online. And then make sure when you bring your kids, you've already checked their temp at home. You've already given them a good breakfast, because we're not going to be able to give them food to eat here at the church. The hand to mouth, touching their mouth is a problem right now. So we are not going to do that. We're going to just have them for 1 hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So hopefully you have fed them before they come. And then we'll do the best to keep them comfortable the rest of the time. So those are a few things you can do, parents, to help us. And I know you want to, because I know if you're bringing your kids back, you want this to work. So let's watch some of the guidelines now. Let's review just a few things in this video that will help us have a great start. So I'll get back with you in just a few minutes. Taming the hug. One of the first things we do when we haven't seen someone in a long time is we run up and give them a great big hug. That is so normal for us. We love to see our friends and we are going to be so excited to see them again. But one of the things they're asking us to do during this pandemic is to be creative with how we greet each other. They want us to use air hugs and flying high fives. So I asked Miss Callie and Miss Karen to demonstrate what that looks like. So when you see your friends, you'll know a safe way to celebrate. Something else they've asked us to do is to make sure we wash our hands. Not just a quick wet wash and out the door, but for 20 seconds with soap and water. So you'll be asked to do that more than usual. Something else that's new, kids, is a hands-free check-in. Don't run up and try to be the first to the keyboard because it won't be there. Your parents will be checking in using the Church Center app. They'll simply tap the check-in button and select your names. They'll get a barcode that they'll scan and your name tags will be printed really quickly. Now, folks, if you don't know how to do that, don't worry. We'll have people there at the Need Help check-in station, so just don't panic. Next, we'll be checking your temperature before you walk into the children's area. We'll be using the infrared thermometers. Everybody gets a temperature check just to be sure. We'll check your name tag off to show that you have done it. And that's just the last step in check-in. What about face mask? Here's what we're going to do. If your parents want you to wear one, then you need to do what they want you to do. We'll just have to ask you not to play with it. But our teachers are not going to be required to wear them. If you want to, find a silly one. That's okay with us. But some people will have them on and some won't. What about social distancing? Well, these hats look like a lot of fun that some kids had to wear in China. And a pool noodle on your head might be fun too. But we are going to just simply try to not put too many kids in a room and remind you to keep a good distance apart. So there we go. That's part of what we're working on to try to get ready for you. I hope that helps explain a few things. There are a few other things that parents, we need for you to make sure you're aware of. Because of these changes, particularly with our check-in, it's a good idea to plan in advance to come early. I would try to get there at least 10 minutes early to make sure if you have not practiced the check-in with from church app on your phone and just tapping check-in, selecting your kids and scanning, there may be some complications with that. We've experienced a few complications already, and we expect that. It's not going to be perfect until we've used it for a while, and then we'll still have problems, but we're good. Plan to come early. Plan to, when you walk to your child's room, we'll have someone to help you know which classroom to go to, but don't linger. Don't go inside the room. If you can escort your child in, then the more feet we keep out of the room, the cleaner the floor stays, and the less we have to sanitize. Okay, so be aware that, we have great sanitation procedures even before this ever happened, and we have additional ones now, but keeping more feet out of the classrooms with the younger kids is particularly important. So escort them to the room, help them go inside, and then if you would, when you pick them up at the end of the morning, if you would like to kind of avoid the crowd in the hallways, just go ahead and exit out the back door across the playground and walk around to the parking lot. A little extra walking, if you don't want to go all the way to the parking lot, you could cut into the hallway there by the offices with the other door and go around that way. I'm not sure whether to expect a big crowd at this point or not because we're still signing people up. We're still registering. So I don't know if we have a large number of children and families coming or if it's going to be a smaller group. My guess is it's smaller, but I've been wrong before. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me. And I'm going to tag Sarah Bowles' video on the end of this so that you can make sure you don't miss that information about the Planning Center and Church Center app. So, yeah, thanks for listening, and I'm looking forward to seeing everybody again real soon.
We've got something new for you.
Ta-da!
Planning Center is a church management system that we are implementing at Cleburne Bible Church. It will allow you to update your contact information, check in your children, register for events, and keep up with your groups. It will allow our staff and ministry leaders to do a host of other things that are needed to help us do ministry. This is not a directory. You will only be able to access your contact info and those whom we have marked as living in your household. There are a team of us that have been working really hard to get the information as accurate as possible, but we realize there will probably be mistakes. We apologize for those and ask for your help in getting them corrected. We want you to download the app called Church Center in your app store. When you are in, this is what the home screen will look like. To access your profile, there is a person in the top right-hand corner. Check and update your contact information and upload pictures of you. At the bottom of the home screen, you will see groups for those who are part of a small group or in a Bible study. Check-ins is where you will go to check in your children for children's ministry. The children's ministry has purchased scanners to allow for hands-free check-ins. Events is where you will go to register for an event or submit an RSVP for something. If you can't or don't want to download the app for any reason, you can go to our website to use Church Center. The front page banner will be linked to where you can find it. So, go download that app or access the website and help us spread the word.